We're here with Cheryl Goodman again, who's Global Director of Content for Qualcomm, who had some provocative statements regarding print not being dead.
Print is not dead.
Okay.
I think the opportunity for the publisher is to continue to put an extension on that printed page and to drive subscriptions by way of saying, hey, listen, you're going to get your publication in the mail like you always do, because that's how publishers are making money, but you're going to get the digital version for free on your XYZ device, on your mobile device. And if they can develop content solutions like that, that's what the consumer wants. That's what the customer wants. I also believe that there's this tactile experience with paper that fundamentally has been ingrained since day one, and so we want that experience. And I'm saying that that's still a real experience. It's a valid experience, but you still want to have that device that holds the 500, 1,000 books.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to carry a library in your backpack, right? Just like we don't want to carry 500 CDs in our MP3 player. You want those digital files. It makes
Curious
sense.
though, because my big thing is, particularly with newspapers, why don't you just design the print newspaper like your web page where you have the ads at the top?
Right.
What's wrong with that? What's wrong with making the print more like its web counterpart as opposed to the reverse?
Well, I think that's a publisher issue, because publishers, magazines especially, they're curators of content. They love the look and feel of their content, and by golly, they don't want it to change. And that we just released a study with the Harrison Group today, this morning, did a webcast.
You can get online?
And it basically said, and I'll give it to you online, and it's the Harrison Group if you do a Google search, and it basically says 67% of the publishers that we surveyed had said they had no intention of changing their strategy digitally right now, as of today, over the last 3 months.
What?
And that means that there's a little bit of...
So they're selling that's off for death. That's a death knell.
Pretty
right
much,
there.
pretty much, and I think it's the same thing that happened in the music industry. Basically, the consumer is going to decide, and they're going to vote with their dollars, and they're going to say, you know what, if I can't get it digitally, I'm going to go to somewhere else. I'm going to go somewhere else.
But doesn't that leave it open to sort of like bloggers? Because right now there's this war, say, between AP and bloggers, and I'm in the middle of that, or Google's in the middle of it. But it sounds like we are going to win in the end. If,
There's a threat. The democracy of information is that whole lockdown and liberation of information is out there, and it's something.
God, where's Julian Assange? Can I talk to him?
This is good stuff. We're at a sea change. The way people get their information. I mean, obviously, look at Facebook. It is what 500 billion. Yeah. With a B. It's like. I don't flip on CNN anymore. I check out my smartphone and
this
I'm
is what on CNN I report.
Let me say, I don't flip on Fox News anymore. Yeah, edit that one. Hey, Fox, down with me. but I don't. I pick up my mobile device. The first thing I look at, I'm like,
and what are you using, by the way?
I'm using a BlackBerry, but what I do is I go pretty much straight to Facebook and I check out what's going on, and I do follow my favorite publication's Facebook post, and if I'm intrigued, then I follow the link to their site or to their article, and that's how I get my news. And I think I'm more the average or the up-and-comer, and that's the way we're going. And so the same thing is happening in the digital, in the publishing industry. I'm not saying that you have to put your magazine on the phone, but I'm saying you have to do a mobile strategy for content. And so that means, is that social media? Is that putting pieces of your highly curated content in a mobile format so then they can access it in that bigger format, and they can access it by way of subscription, because you're still going to make money that way.
But that means in the future too, the content creators also have to be tech savvy in order to understand how to distribute what they produce, right?
Exactly, and that means file size is going to be incredibly important. So when you're making this beautiful, highly curated, gorgeous, glossy content, think about all the devices it has to be delivered on. 80 cents to deliver it by mail could be 10 times that if you download it by broadband, and it's such a huge file size.
It's funny how things have changed. It used to be just the consideration of what browser worked with your website. Now it's beyond that.
Right. It's like, how much is it going to cost you? Because if you see that on your cell bill, that, oh my goodness, it costs XYZ to download that file, you can be very happy about it because it's not free.
Well, it sounds like Qualcomm's got the right person in charge.
Well, hey, I don't want to be so bold
Except
as
for
to
the
say
Chargers
so.
thing. I won't hold that against you. Hey,
go Chargers in the
go
Qualcomm
Raiders.
Stadium.
Yeah,
right?
all right. Okay. Hey, Cheryl, thanks a lot.
You're welcome.